Have a guess where we are. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the second most expensive piece on the UK version of the Monopoly board. The most expensive is Mayfair, which is over there. Get to that in a minute, right? But anyway, where are we? Well, those of you, some of you might well recognize this. Okay, Park Lane subway. Now I've got to explain the word subway, but I'll do that in a minute or two. Hyde Park Corner is a very kind of important junction, and I'll be up there in a couple of minutes so we can see all that. But there is a subway system that goes under it, so if you want to get from one side of Hyde Park Corner to another, you can either cross the road, I mean there are crossings here and there to do that, or you can take the subway system. Subway being not the name of a train or a sandwich shop, but an underground tunnel system, if you like this. You descend steps like that, and then you walk along, and if you go straight along, you come up to the other side, and if you make that right hand turn opposite that gentleman on the left, where those people almost stopped and looked, if you make a right hand turn, you'd end up by the tube station and all that. But you see all these tiles on the wall here. There's all sorts of history if you're into that, and this goes on about all sorts of things. In this case, it goes on about Wellington, and that's for a good reason. Anyway, but all throughout this underground tunnel, this subway system, you'll see these tiles like this, talking about not just historical events, but buildings that have gone up over the years, or all sorts of things. Like this one here, details of the Wellington Shield. Anyway, so as we ascend, and it gets noisier. Of course it does. Of course it does. All right. And here now we are at pavement level, complete with "Please keep your distance" signs. Those have gone up as a result of this present situation that we are in, on hopefully for not much longer. Anyway, that over there is Hyde Park Corner. The actual, if you like, roundabout itself. It's called Hyde Park Corner because, well, if this building wasn't in the way, this is the southeast corner of Hyde Park, and if this building wasn't in the way, you could sort of you could see Hyde Park behind it. So this is, I mean, there's four corners of Hyde Park, and for some reason Hyde Park Corner refers to this corner, the southeast corner of Hyde Park. And this road there is Park Lane, and at the top of it, about, I don't know, half a mile, whatever it is, that's Marble Arch, which is another corner. That's the northeast corner. But when people say Hyde Park Corner, they mean this corner where we are now, the southeast corner. And of course, what's a video without that? Hey, straight into traffic there. See, it's going to take him a little while, because this used to be, up until not long ago, 3 lanes, and now the other side there's a little, a roundabout kind of thing up there, and then it goes down to 2 lanes, because the lane on the left is now going to be a bicycle lane, and so this traffic will, it's going to slow the traffic down, including that police car. Anyway, and what is this building? This is important, this building here. Great view of it, right, through the railings. This is called Aspley House. Here's the proof. Aspley House, and you see the little logo at the top? That is the Duke of Wellington. The fella that was very instrumental in beating Napoleon. He had some assistance, mind you. And let me get this right. In St. Paul's Cathedral, 3 people ever have had state funerals. Winston Churchill, Nelson, and the Duke of Wellington. Of those 3, 2 of them are buried in the crypt there in St. Paul's Cathedral. Winston Churchill is buried in Blaydon, which is really close to where he was born, Buckingham Palace. But the Duke of Wellington and Nelson are buried in their tombs are in the crypt at St. Paul's Cathedral. So Wellington's a sort of fairly important person. Apparently, he gave his name to the Wellington boot, and this also is #1 London. If you send a letter to #1 London, it apparently ends up here. The reason for that is because, I don't know, a couple of hundred years ago, whenever, there used to be a toll booth somewhere around there, and so if you're coming from the west, once you pass that toll booth, this building here on the left was the first building you came to. Therefore, it was #1 London. And I should say, that hotel behind it, that's the Intercontinental. That is the southwest corner of Mayfair. So once you kind of get past this junction with the lights there, you then come onto the street called Piccadilly. Everything to your left is Mayfair. So it's like this, if you imagine Mayfair as a square, which isn't quite, Piccadilly is the southern end of that square, and Park Lane is the western side of that square, not end of square, side of square. And here's the Hyde Park itself. Okay, right. So anyway, so this is it is kind of a roundabout. It's not like round though. And there you can see well, the tree's in the way, but you can see that sort of plinth with those 4 fellows on each corner. It does say Wellington, and you can't see it, but he's kind of sitting on top of his horse. In winter you could probably see it because there wouldn't be so many leaves on the trees. The horse is called Copenhagen. I'm sure there's a reason for that, I don't know why. And there behind it is the Wellington Arch, and you can go up to that actually, and if you take the stairs, as you sort of go up, there's all sorts of like little rooms with a bit of history about this, that and everything else. When you get to the top you can kind of walk around it, so there is a view, but to be honest, I mean, like, the other side of it is Buckingham Palace, but also a whole bunch of trees. So you can't really see Buckingham Palace anyway, even in winter when there's not so many leaves around. You can't really see Buckingham Palace anyway, because from this point it's probably a few hundred yards the other side of the Wellington Monument there. Yeah, so this is, so within this, over the left there, that's the New Zealand War Memorial, and down there is the Australian War Memorial, and there's other kind of memorials around if you're so inclined. And see, and now once we're out of Mayfair now, and now we're coming into Belgravia. That hotel, that's the Lanesborough Hotel. Used to be St. George's Hospital. At the top used to be a leper colony up to about 100 years or more than that ago, I think, and then the bottom was a mortuary. I think the hospital closed in 1984, moved to South London in Tooting, and now it's a hotel, the Lanesborough Hotel. Very nice one as well. Although right next to it, you see all those cranes? That will be the Peninsular Hotel. So that's going to stir some things up. In fact, I haven't actually been around this area for a few months, and so that's the first time I've seen glass on what will be rooms for that hotel. So it's coming along. So yeah, if you do decide to go to Hyde Park Corner, you know, the other side of the road here, you can take that subway system, or you know, there are crossings like this here and there you can avail yourself of. One thing, subway system, there are 3 meanings of the word subway. There's the sandwich shop, and many of you will think of Subway as a damn Lamborghinis. Many of you will think of Subway as an underground train system. But here, of course, the subway, besides the sandwich shop, means that underground tunnel system that enables people to cross from one side of the road to the other. So if you do visit here and you're looking for the train system, and you ask somebody, you know, where's the subway, you're likely to get directed to a sandwich shop or one of these kind of tunnel systems here. So if you are looking for that train system, you're better off saying ideally tube, which of course is a nickname, or metro. Metro's a more like international word, short for metropolitan. And of course the world's first underground railway system was here in London, opened in 1863, and was called the Metropolitan Line, still is called the Metropolitan Line, shortened to Metro. So Metro is more of an international word for underground railway systems. So if you do ask somebody, you know, where's the tube? I mean, where's the subway? You know, expecting an underground railway system, you really are better off saying tube, ideally, or kind of, you can probably get away with saying metro. Or, I don't know where the nearest Subway sandwich shop is to here. Oh, probably down there. Straight down there is like Knightsbridge, and Harrods is down there. And a lot of nice stores down there. Sloane Street. All sorts of things. Very nice, actually. Belgravia is a lovely part of London. Mayfair used to be like Belgravia. Like Belgravia is mostly homes. You know, it doesn't have all the businesses like Mayfair does over there. And that's how Mayfair was up to, say, 250 years ago, something like that. Let me walk into the park here so it's a bit quieter. Talking about words that some of you might kind of get wrong. Maybe not wrong, but different. Did the subway thing. Oh, the other one's the floors. Here it's the ground floor, then first, second, third, fourth. Some people will start with 1, 2, 3, 4 and all of that. So if you're staying on the third floor here, to some of you that will actually be the fourth floor. And if you are on what you think is the fourth floor, and you're giving someone directions or something, I know, you really should say that you're on the third floor, just in case. See, this is South Carriage Drive and the gates are closed. This is a great shortcut here, actually. It saves a lot of time. It's actually closed though. Holy moly. See, we're just coming out of lockdown. Today is Tuesday the 7th, and the pubs and restaurants and all that started to reopen as from 3 days ago. They're not all reopen. A lot of people have made the decision not to reopen whatever it is they can reopen. So all is rather, I mean, it's not quite quiet. It's not as quiet as what it would have been 2-3 months ago, but it's definitely not as busy as it should be for 6 o'clock on a weekday. Could be that there's more people on bicycles or more people walking. But this road here, South Carriage Drive, is normally closed on a Sunday anyway. And that'd be a nuisance for me, because I know, if I'm heading out to the airport or something, I'll come through here and along and out to Kensington and what have you. Whereas right now I'd have to go down there and go around Hyde Park Corner, go out through Belgravia, and the whole thing will probably add another 10 minutes or something. So I don't know if these closures are permanent or just whilst hopefully we're getting to the end of all this lockdown stuff. Yeah. So anyway, we are at the southeast corner of Hyde Park. Northeast corner is where Marble Arch is, and Speaker's Corner, which is only on Sundays. And of course down there is the southwest corner, and there the northeast corner. Then the other side of that is Kensington Gardens and Kensington Palace. That's where the lake is, and there's rowing boats for hire there. Well, normally. I don't know if that's the case now, actually. I must admit, yeah, it certainly hasn't gone back to the way it could be. Like, hotels like this. I mean, I've been walking the last hour, I suppose, and these hotels have got their doors closed. So I guess they're deep cleaning or something, because as far as I know, they can reopen if they want to. But I mean, in a way, I don't know. Who's going to be staying there anyway? Because we've still got this quarantine on for lots of people. But anyway, so let's go around this way. So that's, what else can I tell you about Hyde Park Corner? Yeah, like if you were going to Buckingham Palace, what you could do from Mayfair like the other side of the Wellington Arch there is Buckingham Palace, and there's a road there in that corner called Constitution Hill, so named apparently because King Charles II liked to go for a daily morning walk. And it's not really a hill, a little bit I suppose, but kind of negligible. And that was his daily constitution, you know, because the air was a lot fresher back then. That's called Constitution Hill. So you could walk down that way to Buckingham Palace, or the other side of that New Zealand War Memorial and the road. There's another park called Green Park. So you can cut through there. And on Sundays actually that road is closed to traffic outside Buckingham Palace. So that's, you know, quite nice really. And when they have change into the guard, that road is also closed from about I don't know, 10:30 to, or 10:15 to 11:45, you know, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, so I think, have I covered this? And say right underground, you know, you've got the arch in the middle there. Under that is the entrance to the tube, the metro, the train, and it's on the Piccadilly line, which is the blue line. It's the line that goes to Heathrow Airport, goes out west. And so if you were flying into Heathrow, and you know, depending on your luggage I suppose, and you were going into Mayfair, well, or Kensington or Knightsbridge down there, you could take that blue line, and then after here it goes through Mayfair and Covent Garden and King's Cross and others. So that's quite a useful line, quite useful tube line, metro line, if you're flying into Heathrow and of course you don't have so much luggage. Anyway, okay, am I Bob's your uncle? Very good, bye.